Hey everybody, it is your girl D Willis here. I am a digital product creator and mentor, and the whole purpose of this training that I'm going to be presenting here is to basically give you the knowledge and things and the skills that you can use for life. Now, once you gain this knowledge nobody can take it away. Okay. I want you to learn the skills that you need so that way you can start earning some life-changing income online through your knowledge, your skills, your experiences, and your passions based on what you want to do. Okay. In order to help people and by building out a digital product empire. So you will never have to do another day of meaningless soul sucking work again, a day in your life. And when I'm talking about digital products, and I want to say this from the jump, I mean, like courses, workshops, coaching programs, memberships, things that you can really help somebody with. And I'm not talking about e-commerce, drop shipping. I'm not talking about clip art. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about creating a digital product or multiple digital products that actually help people. And that's what I mean. Right. When I'm teaching people how to build out these digital product empires, they're built off of micro education to help somebody based on your skills, based on your experiences, based on how you overcame, based on what you are passionate about helping people accomplish to make them better, a better person. OK, and that is what I mean by this. And this is the training that I'm going to be putting out, and you're going to be able to get this for free. Now you can jump over into the digital empire builders that help streamline this whole process for you. It's a free community, and that's where I spend a lot of my time helping my students. But there is some things that I want you to take note of, though. OK, before we even jump into starting all the trainings, don't rely on shortcuts. OK, everybody's looking for the shortcut. There is none. There are no shortcuts. There's levels to this, and there's things that can speed you through the level, but it's nothing you can have to shortcut it, period. Okay, so I want you to get that out of your brain. Also, these videos alone won't do it. Me telling you the information is kind of like leading the horse to water, but I can't make the horse drink. So you can't rely solely and alone on the videos. I can give you the knowledge, but at the end of the day, you got to commit to do the work and take the actions along the way. As you're going through stuff, you need to actually do things. You learning it and just listening to me is not going to help you get the thing. Okay, you have to do something in order to have something. Okay, so just listening and watching the videos alone won't do it. Another way you can be successful throughout this training is just commit to it. Commit to doing it. Make a time, set a day where you're going to do the thing and just do the thing, whether you feel like it or not. And that's one of the things that makes people successful versus non-successful people. You know, successful people are willing to do the things that unsuccessful people aren't willing to do. And a lot of people want things that they're not even ready to have. Okay, because they don't even have the mindset or the drive to do the thing, but they want to do it. Okay, that's what they think to themselves, that they want to do it, but they don't want to do anything. They want it without doing nothing. And that's not reality. Okay, I don't care what nobody on YouTube or anywhere else try to tell you on these internet streets. That is a lie. All right, I've been in this game for a very long time, and that is a lie. They say it because they're telling you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. And that's the difference. Okay. And just take the actions. So here's what you're going to be learning throughout these video series. Okay. You're going to learn who you need to become, what you can sell, how to validate your ideas, and how you can sell it. Now, the Empire method streamlines this whole entire process. And I get you through the first part of the process relatively quickly. And you can do so right in the Digital Empire Builders community. Right? I have everything set up, but we'll talk about that later. So that's pretty much what you will learn. Now, let's dive into a few things about my best and worst students. Okay. Now, these characteristics come from my own experiences with coaching people and helping people and doing one-on-ones with people over the years. Again, I've been doing this for a very long time. I've been in this game over 20 plus years. And I have talked with, mentored, guided, tried to help thousands of people over time. And this is what my observation has been. Some of my best and worst type of students or clients, however you want it. To me, they're my mentees, they're my students, because I want them to be successful. But they might be a client of yours, a client that you're working with, or someone you're working with, however you want to term that. But some of my best people are people who are not complainers. They don't complain. They might say, I'm exhausted, but they're not complaining. They're just expressing, right? They're expressing, and I encourage that because it lets me guide them and let them know that what you're feeling right now in this moment, based on where we are along their journey, I'm able to tell them if it's normal, right? So, but they don't complain. They're non-complainers. They're open-minded. They show up, and when they show up, they show out. It ain't that they just show up and lurk. They show up and they put in their 2 cents. And they speak up. They ask the question. They're not afraid to look like, oh, I don't want to ask this dumb question or whatever. They show up and they show out. And they're action takers. If I say do something by a certain date, it's done. Through hell and high water, they get it done. Okay? They take responsibility. If it's not done, I've had students where I say, is this done? Yeah, it's done. But then when I put them on the spot, no, I didn't do it. Okay. But now you just wasted time instead of just telling me that from the beginning, right? So it's like my best students, they take responsibility. They're fully responsible for their own actions. And they're like, hey, yeah, I didn't do it, or I did do it, or whatever. They're not pointing the fingers and placing blame, right? And they love the process, and they understand that this is a process. That's because they're ready mentally to become entrepreneurs. Some people just aren't ready for this. Some people want the success, but they're not built for it. And a lot of people don't realize that it might not be meant for you to do. It's not for everybody. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. And some people who want it really aren't ready for it. And then if they're not ready, the next thing is, are you willing to get ready? But then you have those individuals, my worst students, who doesn't even want to get ready because they think they already are. And that's because they have a closed mindset. Now, some of my worst students, they complain all the time. They rarely show up. They don't be on calls. I had to do this because that thing was more important than your thing. How am I showing up for your business and you ain't showing up for your own business? I'm showing up to be on a call, but you don't show up because apparently something else was more important than your own business. But then I made your business a priority. You know what I mean? So they rarely show up. They're closed-minded. They want to rush and do everything. They feel like they know everything. Or they feel like you holding them back, or whatever the case may be. They're not following the directives. Therefore, they're not getting the results that that they can get. And then they end up hurting themselves and then complain, right? And then always placing blame and making some type of excuse of why some certain things in their life isn't the way they want it to be. And we're in control of that. We can't change our past, but we can make changes to have a better future. So if you can just sit down and be open and honest with oneself, then you can make the necessary changes to move forward and be positive in your future business. But until you stop and do that, you're going to always keep getting the same results, which are none, right? No results. And then they're looking for guarantees. Now, in the digital product realm, even if you have an Etsy shop, all the digital products, there's non-refundable because it's something instant that they get, it's non-refundable, or somebody's taking their time on and they're doing all of these things digitally. Now, guarantees, when someone is looking for a guarantee, that's a red flag for me, and I'm quick. Most of the majority of my trainings and things like that are they're final sales. They're not, refundable, right? Because the closest to a guarantee I can give somebody is that I'm going to be there. We're going to check all the boxes. Everything is going to be in place for them to be successful. But at the end of the day, I cannot do the work for them, right? Not unless they're paying me to do the work for them. But what I'm saying is I can put you in the best possible position, but and I can guarantee that. But at the end of the day, when you're in the business of selling digital products and providing this, you're working with people. Okay. You're exchanging value with another person, and you can't force another person to spend money. I cannot guarantee, even if you had a gun to somebody's head, they can choose not to pay you and just get shot. They can choose not to empty out their pockets and take their shoes off, right? They even if you was trying to rob them, I can't guarantee that, oh, if you go try to do this to this person, that they're going to give you everything. That's not true. And when when you start thinking about things like that, you have to understand, when you're dealing with people, they're human beings, and you can't force anybody. All you can do is have an irresistible offer on steroids, present your thing the best way you can, make it most presentable, and have the guarantee of you're going to go 100 with them if they go 100, right? But the results on the back end depends a lot on that individual, not on me or you, right? So when somebody's looking for guarantees, that's a red flag, because it means like you're not willing to do the work, or you don't understand entrepreneurship, because it's a risk, right? Just like when you go to the casino, there's no guarantee that when you put your 20 in the slot that you're going to have money come out. That's not a guarantee. So if you're going to the casino, I hope you're not walking in there with like, oh, I'm guaranteed this if I go put this 20 in this slot machine. That's not true. Business works the same way, because you're dealing with people, and people have a choice. They have the freedom of choice. And also, some of my worst students, they just want the money. You know, they just trying to jump in. They don't enjoy it. That's why they complain, because they really don't like the process. They just want the money. And that's not helpful. Now, when you start in your own digital product empire, the greatest thing about it is you can choose who you get to work with and who you don't, right? It's your choice. You know, you can take on certain clients, just like my inner circle is by invite only. People need to be at certain standards or at certain milestones within their business and within their mindset to even get the invite to even become an inner circle member, right? Because I get to pick and choose on who I want to spend my time with at the end of the day, because I'm spending the time to help them in their businesses, as well as you. So I kind of wanted to put this out there, because I hope that if you're watching this, that you're one of the best type of students and not the worst. But I'm pretty sure some of you that's watching this, that will be like the worst type of students, you know. I mean, it ain't made for everyone. It's not, entrepreneurship is not for everyone. And you do have to have a certain level of accountability and a certain mindset coming into this game. And if you don't have it, you need to get it. Okay. So I'm hoping that this is helpful to those. And again, we're going to be going through multiple trainings, but this is the type of person you need to become over here to even move forward, to even find out if entrepreneurship is right for you. And though I might be saying this, is some people that's going against the grain in their head right now saying, well, you know, I don't complain, or, you know, this, that, and the third. But if you really look at it, do you show up? Do you actually put in the work, or do you skip ahead? Do you do what you want to do at the end of the day? Like, what type of person or a student are you, and what are you looking for? You know, I have some individual students who call themselves a serial entrepreneurs and things like that. But how are you a serial entrepreneur? Let me back up and play devil's advocate. How are you calling yourself a serial entrepreneur when you don't even have one business working for you? You're trying to do multiple businesses, talking about, well, I'm a serial entrepreneur, where you're not even a one entrepreneur, let alone a serial entrepreneur, because you haven't even established the first business. So how are you? You're not even getting results. Now, I can see if you have a business and you're bringing in some income, and then you start in something else and you're bringing in some income. It might not be a lot of income, but I can see if you're bringing in some income, if that business is bringing in some income for you, and then you're like, hey, I'm doing this thing too. And then you can say you're a serial entrepreneur. But if you got all of these businesses and nothing is bringing you money, then how dare you even call yourself a serial entrepreneur? Not yet. I mean, just because you have all of these businesses, if none of them are making you money, then there's no point in being a serial entrepreneur right now. Let's just become an entrepreneur first. And then we can put the cereal on it, right? So that's there's levels, and that's what I mean by there's levels to this. And you need to become the type of person to even have that. And the longer it takes you to realize that and to make the necessary changes in yourself, because that's what comes first. The inner work comes first. So once you can take care of that inner work, then the outer work won't become a problem because you'll be taking action. But until then, you're going to have some problems and you're not going to see any results. Okay? So I look forward to seeing you in the upcoming trainings.